yeah, thanks for coming on Beauty Guru
Yes, no problem.
SG
Thanks for
Singapore.
having me. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just having fun actually in this circuit breaker, to see what are things that we can do together with friends and share some useful tips to just make life feel better, look good, feel great, and that's what we all want to do, right? And I think hi, there are more friends joining us. I was just wondering, maybe we in your case in particular, it is so apt because we all know that you really went through a tough, rough time when you actually contacted the COVID-19 yourself, and then your husband as well.
Yep.
I heard your sharing as well for the group in EO. We are from the same entrepreneur organization. If you do not know. So she shared with us some of her experience, and it was really very touching, and felt that wow, it's not easy for a couple to go through that together. But I think you all did it very well. Yeah.
Thank you.
So maybe you can share with us a little bit, short version of it. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So, hi guys. Good to see everybody online and see some of my friends joining as well. So, I think the long and short of it was that obviously nobody is prepared to get COVID, and I mean was really very stunned to realize that I first got it, and then but I mean again we're very blessed because obviously the healthcare system is very well equipped to deal with it here in Singapore, and the healthcare workers were fantastic. So from the initial shock, but later to just being very grateful. I would say all in all I was in for about 13 days, so about 7 days in the hospital, and then 6 days in the isolation facility. So I think again, Jamie and I, so Jamie is my husband, both of us have it very mild. So in fact, he has no symptoms at all. So for me, I just have very mild symptoms. So it was like, having a bit of a headache, having a bit of like maybe slight difficulty in breathing. But after I was admitted, it all cleared up, and I didn't need to have any oxygen or anything. So very thankful for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's important for the rest to realize that what Violet went through and Jimmy went through may not happen to everybody who get it. So you still have to be really, really careful about it, because there are many who are still young, and when they contacted COVID-19, the symptoms are actually a lot more severe, and some actually have died in other countries where the medical service is not so good. But as the system gets overwhelmed, and I think everyone knows that the number of cases we have in Singapore has gone over 10,000 cases. The hospital is actually quite busy now. So it's important that everybody stay at home, don't go out, don't try, don't bother, because you're just going to increase the risk. And exactly like Jamie, there are more and more cases we realize are actually asymptomatic. In other words, they are perfectly well. They don't even know they're infected. They're walking among us. And that number is actually quite big in Singapore. We realize that every day there's still a number of cases that are being found in the community. In other words, they have no link. They're probably infected by someone who is asymptomatic, which is why we can't trace it. And because of that, it's even more important that we stay at home. But with that come other issue. You're going to be facing your partner, your children, 24/7. You don't even get to go out. And if you go out, you're going to be alone. You can't go out with your friends. You can't go out with your partner. You can't even bring your children out. Now they're saying that you can't even bring your dog out. It should be confined. And I think that is the only way to ensure that everybody is the risk is minimized. And it's important for every one of us that we get our act together to really reduce the local transmission to the minimum. Hopefully single digit, hopefully break the entire circuit. So that's crucial. So because everyone is staying at home, I'm hearing people are getting a little bit claustrophobic. They're starting to have friction. And obviously, there's some news saying that in China, after the entire episode of lockdown, people emerge from the lockdown asking for divorce. I thought, oh no, that sounds bad. That in the whole process of trying to break the infection, we end up having couples going for divorce after the circuit breaker. That would be disastrous.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm so glad that we can have Violet with us today to share with us some tips, because she is the Cupid, right? She's the lady to go for if you want to have more understanding of how to get along. Because it's not getting married is not the end, not the happily ever after. It's only the beginning, because that is when you have chop and say, okay, I'm going to live together. We're going to become partners. But how do we maintain that relationship when we are going to be stuck 24/7? Friction, I'm sure friction will appear. So how can we handle it, Violet?
So I think this is a very good question, and I think this is a situation that a lot of us are actually in, because I think a lot of couples, right, if you think about it, they are really not used to seeing each other 24/7.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like for example, my hubby and I mean, we started a business together. We've been in business for 16 years now, and for us, we are very used to it. Like in fact, we are like sitting next to each other at work, and we go to work together.
Okay.
We have lunch together. So I think for us, we are already used to it, and we have found like ways to deal with potential challenges and things like that. But I believe that a lot of other couples out there, this is very unusual, because usually if you think about it, couples only see each other maybe like a couple of hours a day, because the rest of the time they might be at work, they might be like traveling to work, coming back from work and things like that. So like there are certain things that you're not used to seeing each other's working habits. I remember just reading this friend's post. It was quite interesting. So the husband obviously usually works from his office, and then the husband now is working from home, and then at first the husband was sitting in a common area and then the husband was like, hey, how come things are done this way? Then the wife was like, it has always been done this way, right? Because you just don't know, because you
never realized it.
Sitting here, yeah. So it's like, then he's like, oh, okay. So then eventually the husband also realized, okay, I just go and work in my study lah. So to avoid this kind of thing. So I think because different people have different working habits and things like that. So and sometimes people have different persona as well. Like at home and at office. Yeah. So some people, like when they are at office, like for example the wife, like might be the CEO, or might be like the GM or something, right? And it's like the way that she talks to her staff and the way she deals with things. And maybe this is a side of her that the husband or like even the rest of the family have never seen. Right? So if you think about it, then suddenly like everybody's like, who is this person? I don't even know this person, right?
The different aspect of the person, right?
Yes, all the different personas. So I think this is the challenge, Obviously when you have less interactions, like you have less chances for conflict. But the fact that, now there are a lot of interactions, that it also means that there are more chances for misunderstanding and conflict as well.
Yes. Cool down.
Yeah, and I think in fact for some countries, like I remember Malaysia, because I mean a lot of friends from Malaysia, and I'm just reading all their posts and being in contact with them. So when Malaysia started, like they call it MCO, right? Like so like something like our circuit breaker lah. So one of the things that the government put down was that, okay, if you do grocery shopping, only one person can go, and it's like they say that head of the family, like only the head of the family should be like going out or driving and things like that. So it was an ongoing joke lah, for some of my friends. They're like, hey, so who is the head of the family? So they say, okay lah, fine lah, the man is the head of the family. Okay, so then the man is sent to do grocery shopping lah. so that's the challenge also, right? So like they are given this list, and then it's very funny. It's like the guys will be looking at the list and they will be like, what part of the cow, like what part of the chicken? You mean there are so many different kind of fish? It's very funny, right? Because, and I mean, there were even some very simple but even questions you never think of. So I remember talking to some of my foreign mates, like they are from other countries, right? Then they are saying like, hey, my wife asked me to go and buy washing detergent. Then he's like, hey, so washing detergent should buy like 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg. So it's very real question that they never have to deal with. They never have to work with, right? So it was so interesting. And then at the same time, they want to reduce the conflict with their wives. So they also don't want to like go and like message the wives some more, right? And say, hey, what should I do? Then it's very funny. Then they start messaging their own foreign mates. Like they're
no.
Then they start messaging their own foreign mates who are guys. Then they also have no idea.
You should message those foreign mates who are female lah.
Yes. Maybe some of them don't have. So anyways.
Like mine lah.
So I thought it was very helpful, right? When I saw this supermarket in Malaysia. So it was quite interesting. So they came up with all these guidelines, They show them, okay, what are the different type of fish? What is the different type of vegetables? Like which part of the chicken is called what? Which part of the cow is called what? So
Yeah.
So these are very real problems, I think, like couples like have never need to face before this, and then
Correct.
now they need to work with. Yes.
Totally. So what can we do? I mean, when there's a conflict, let's say, the way, like you mentioned, that the husband say, why are things done this way? I mean, some could say, okay, I just escape to my study room. But what if they don't have a study room? Then they say, I'm still stuck at the sitting room, right? I'm still staring at it. And I don't like the way that this flower is being placed or the way that the cushion. So what can couple do? How do they resolve conflicts? Is there some way that they can do it? Can't find a counselor, right? No counselor all on the circuit breaker.
Yes. So I think a couple of tips that I would like to share with our listeners today. So like first, right, we really need to communicate and check in on each other's needs. So like what you have said, like everybody is different, and like this is a totally new thing. Like nobody have like end up in this situation before this, right? So like the couple need to talk to each other, and like because maybe one side would think it's like, it's okay lah, no big deal lah. Why cannot go out? Can go out. Like one side might take it very lightly. And then the other side might be like freaking out, right? It's like, like really going through a lot of stress, like really thinking like, oh my goodness, like everything is like so terrible. Like what are we going to do? Like just being a lot of fear. So I think like we cannot assume that our partner feel the same as us. So, like let's say we are the like very chill one, like think, okay, all is good, like very positive, everything is fine, or a bit bochap type, right? We cannot just assume our our partner is like that. And then when they don't think the way we do, right? Then we just say, hey, why you so negative? So I think it's important to really communicate and check in with each other. So like how much, for example, also to talk about how much time you want to be spending together, how much time you want to be spending apart, and having like me time as well. So I think all of this is very important. So the next thing is really to understand each other's expectations and create boundaries. So like just now you say that, okay, for example, like if they have a study room, then it's easy. So one person just stay in the study room and one person went in the common area. But what if they don't have? So I think again, like to really create the expectations, because maybe both parties also have to do a video conference calls, and then got HBL some more, like home-based learning. So everybody might be congregating in the same area, and it can go quite crazy.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so I think really creating boundaries. So like for example, I just share with you what I've done. So for myself, like I will just compartmentalize like my times. I mean, of course, again, because we run our own business, right? So we have that flexibility. So I will let my team know that, okay, I will do meetings between what time to what time. So this is the block which I will be doing my meetings. But I know that there are like some time that I need to carve out to help my daughter with her HBL, for example, home-based learning.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So I think these are things that couples or families really need to sit down and work it out. And it's important to provide everybody with headphones, earphones, and things like that, because if not, you have like, like you have multiple Zoom calls, yes, multiple Google Meet happening at the same time. And I think also, providing clear instructions, or like for example, like the grocery one we are talking about, right? Like just don't assume that like they know what is in your mind, you have been doing this for like years or decades, right? But the other guy, like your husband, like doing it for the first time, you cannot expect him to know exactly what you want.
Differentiate the different type of onions.
yeah, exactly. So don't assume. I think that's very important. Yeah, don't assume. And I think on the other hand also, it's important to be open to ask, like just ask. If you don't know, just ask, rather than you go and like just come up with something and then end up like creating more potential conflict.
Totally.
Yes.
But what about food? I mean, food is something. I mean, food.
Yes.
Whether you choose what you like or choose what I like.
Yes.
But you can't do that at home, right? I mean, and you can't be tapaoing or asking Grab every day. Not everybody can afford to be grabbing food every day.
Yes.
It can be quite a lot. So
yes.
And you're gonna be cooking every day. It's like, wow, siong, morning, breakfast, lunch, tea break, dinner, supper. So certainly there will be like, if the wife, I have to cook every day now. I'm not going to be cooking pasta for the kids, and then for you I have to cook rice and vegetable and fish, can you all eat the same thing, please? So in situation like that, what are the things that they can do to make sure that everybody, how do they, well, I suppose compromise is one thing, but compromise is a thing. It's not a win-win situation. How can we make it workable?
I think of course, if like the family is everybody likes to eat the same food all the time, it's good lah. But like you say, that's not possible. Like everybody have their own preferences. So there's no easy way. A few ways. One is really to take turns, because like you say, like cannot be everybody just compromise every single time lah. So at least it's like, let's say there's like 4 people in the family. So I know that okay, the rest of the 3 times I might not get to eat what I want to eat, but at least I know there's one time definitely I'll get to eat. Yeah, I'll get to eat what I want to eat. Yeah, I think it's the mindset. So like for example, like our family, like what we do is we do something like called daily intentions lah. So we will like just congregate in the morning, and we will say, okay, so like how is everybody feeling? What is your intention for today? How do you intend to feel today? So I think it's not so much about being affected by our surroundings or circumstances, but really being very intentional about it. So I think this is something that can be used in this kind of discussion as well, because I think if everybody is on the common ground and know that things are not normal right now, like it's a new norm, and we need to accept that some things have to change. We need to really be more open and just to try out new things. I think that would be a good starting point. So like the 3 intention questions, I just want to share with everybody. So one is like, how do you intend to feel today? The second question is like who do you intend to help today? And then the third question is like, what do you intend to complete today? Like, what is one task that whatever happens, you're going to complete? So I think with this, it also shifts the mindset, like rather than really focusing on just on ourselves, is also shifting the mindset to helping others as well. So I think, if like everybody in the family can have such a mindset, I guess it will be easier to really help each other out and live more harmoniously under one roof.
Oh yeah, I think so. So everybody, you just have to take it easy. You can't have your way all the time, right?
Yes.
You have to take turn. I choose. I got to choose my lunch, and then someone will get to choose the dinner. Some for breakfast or something like that. And maybe everybody should try to help out.
Yeah.
I think then everybody will realize how difficult it is to prepare the meal.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's very important.
For the hubby, they are not so savvy in cooking. They just prepare breakfast, even if it's just an egg or
yes, or even the kids, like
simple.
breakfast, I think the kids will be able to handle as well.
Yeah, if they're big enough, they should help. I think that is important that everybody participate and try it out to do something for each other. I think that would, when everybody loves to be pampered. And they can't be having the mummy to cook every single meal all the time, right? I think it's going to be really tired because everybody is at home.
Yes,
so
true.
Let's try. Let's all try and do something.
Yeah, we have some new people who have joined us. Yeah, Ivy, Janix, hello, hi guys.
Hi everyone. Oh, that's so fun.
Yes.
Let's have some fun. So I tried. I mean, obviously, I've been cooking for too long, right? So, how to cook? I cannot remember how to cook. So I just try. I search up the internet, look at how to make pina colada.
Oh, wow.
And the mock version of it. So went to get some simple stuff, and we tried out different version and have fun. So I think something like that. I think we can try something simple, and it may not be very good for the first try, but why not? Just try it. Something simple. I think there's so many options of those simple to make things online nowadays. They can just search for it and try it out. Why not?
Yes, for sure.
But what have you been doing? Do you cook? Do you cook at home?
I was going to make this I don't know, this meme or whatever you call it, because I thought it was so funny. Because all my friends, like be it in the chat groups that I'm in, or like on Facebook, I see all my friends are like cooking and baking, and then
okay.
I have a newfound hobby, I say. So actually, I have 2 newfound hobbies. So one of it is actually video conferencing. I've been doing a lot of it. So.
You also doing all these things. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So because I'm trying. Like, I need to catch up.
Yes. So have been doing a lot of it. So I think it has been a great way to really catch up with friends. Like and it's been fun. Like I've been really enjoying it. Like I mean, hosting my own shows and also being on friends' shows as well. Like today, right? So this is something I've been doing a lot of and having a lot of fun with it. The other thing that I've done is starting to cut my family's hair. So I don't think this is something they are very excited about, but I've been very excited about it. So it was quite funny lah. Like when they first say that, okay, all the barbers and hairdressers are closed. I'm like, oh my goodness, I finally have a chance to cut my husband and my son's hair.
No.
But anyway, I kind of help them trim their hair, and after that I'm like, hey, not bad leh. Like if we dealt with the right tools, I think not bad. So I actually got very inspired, and I even ordered like proper hair clipper from Lazada. So these are the two
professional now.
I've been doing a lot from home.
That's good. Excellent. Well, my daughter was telling me that there are a lot of people who are so they feel so stuck at home. Mm-hmm. What they have done is that they are even cutting their hair, shaving themselves bald in front of the camera, or put themselves on YouTube and they're just shaving themselves bald. That's all they do.
Yes,
so I hope it doesn't happen to us. I think they're really bored out of that.
I think it takes a long time to grow back if you shave yourself bald. So I don't think our CB is that long. So maybe not so recommended.
Not so recommended. Well, some say that just try lah. Even if you have the hair wrongly, right? It doesn't matter because you have a month left for the hair to grow back a little bit before and then you'll rush to your hairdresser or your barber to get
fix it. Yes,
fix it. Yeah, get it done.
Yeah,
so I think that is one way to do it. Yeah, definitely. I just realized that somehow our Facebook was cut off just now. I wonder what happened.
Yeah. I think it was cut off just now, right? Is it back on now?
I'm trying to see. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's supposed to be back online. A friend of mine, Bernard, said, "Oh, the Facebook disappeared." I said, "Oh no." How about now? I think we're back online. Okay, we're back on Facebook as well. So in case friends who are following us on Facebook, if you can't find us there, we are actually live on Instagram at Beauty Guru SG as well. So we're testing out to do both platforms at the same time. So if there's any way that we can improve upon it, do share with us.
Some new friends joining in as well. Yolala, K, is Richard. Hi guys.
Oh yes. A lot of new friends as well. So that is the thing we can do. Find simple things to do together. I think that is definitely a good way for couples, for family as well.
Yes. So I think the other tips that I wanted to share was actually like really creating routines together. Because now it's really about sticking to a schedule. Like I really have like my daily schedule more or less. I do the same thing every day, and I think that's the great thing about it, right? Everything is so expected. It's not like last time where you're not sure. Like what new things. Like suddenly you need to do this. So I think it's a great time to really create some rituals with the family members as well. So like for example, for my husband and I, we'll like maybe have certain meals together. And then like for my husband and our son, like they'll play board games together, and then like then I will like help my daughter with her homework. So really creating routines together. And I think everybody then kind of know what to expect like all the time. And it also just help everybody to bond together as a family as well.
Yeah, that's good. So while you're at home, I mean, of course, if you are meeting, you dress up a little bit.
Yeah.
How important do you think it is to at least get yourself look presentable while you're at home? Is that something that you think is important for the couples? Or it's okay that everybody from morning to night wearing the nightgown, just weather around every day continuously like that? What is
I'm not sure whether I want to get into this, but anyway, just joking, because I'm not sure whether you know about the Malaysia controversy. Have you heard about it?
Oh yeah, that's right. Exactly, that's why I want to bring it up. No, I thought that it's important to get your perspective. If guys have their way, of course, there are guys who want their wife to look beautiful 24/7, but that would be ridiculous, right? To expect.
I think we all need to be realistic as well lah. So I mean, if we are saying that we expect our wives to be like looking like as if they are like going to work every day or like all dressed up every day, is the guy doing it or not? Also, you know what I'm saying? So cannot
yes,
be like,
exactly. I think that
it cannot be like you expect your wife to be like putting on like makeup lah, wearing her like beautiful work clothes, and then you are in like your boxer shorts and like half naked. It cannot be, right?
Oh no, that's terrible. Right?
Yeah, so I think I would say the golden rule always apply lah. I mean, if like whatever we expect of others, like are we able to do the same for ourselves as well? But having said that, like I know of quite a lot of my female colleagues or even my female friends, like they are dressing up, not so much for the husband, but more because for their own sanity lah. Like they feel that
own sanity, right?
Yeah, like every day also like then they say, wow, look so chui, like they also don't like it. They also don't like it when they look into the mirror, then they feel like not so good. So as a result, they will put on makeup. Like for example, like today, I was in some meetings with like some of my colleagues, and they were like, hey, you put on makeup today. Yeah, so I think it's just for them to just have that division as well, to know that okay, I'm going to work even though I'm not stepping out of the door, but okay, now it's like I'm in my work mode. I just want to feel confident. I want to feel just happy. They are doing it more for themselves and not so much like I have to please my husband, talk in Doraemon voice, things like that.
Yeah, but I think if you're gonna have any virtual meeting like on Zoom or any of the other media, it's important to actually dress appropriately, to look presentable. Put on a little makeup, maybe not that much, but still a little bit of it. That would make yourself feel better. You will make also the person who is having that meeting with you feel better. And of course, the good side effect is that your partner, whether it's your husband or your wife, say, oh, okay, my partner doesn't look too bad. Actually, he's still, it's useful. And the most important thing of all, actually, some people always ask me, what make a person look beautiful or look attractive? The simple things, the easiest thing to do is actually to smile. Okay, when you smile, you always look better. The problem is that it's so bored. I stuck at home 24/7. After a while, you just get and the fact that the expression of being really bored can appear to be upset, can appear to be unhappy with something at home. But the partner is like, what did I do wrong? I didn't do anything right. Why you look so upset with me? So I think it's important to smile. When you smile, you look better. And it is a interactive thing. When you smile, the other person will feel better. I say, hey, because you're smiling, you make me feel better. What's your reaction when someone keeps smiling at you? You will smile back, right?
It's true. You're
reaction. Right. Yeah. And so it sort of lighten the mood. It make everybody feel better. And I think that is important. Yeah.
Yes. I totally agree. Yeah. So you're right. Like and I've done this experiment lah, so called. Like when I go jogging, it's like when you're overseas, right? When you're out for a jog, and then people will just say like, oh, hello, good morning, things like that, right? It's very common. But I think sometimes when we are jogging in like Singapore, then it doesn't really happen, right? I just tried out, like I was like just jogging, and then I just like smile at people, and they're very surprised, they are like quite shocked, how come this person is smiling? But yes, immediately they will smile back. Yeah, so I think you are definitely spot on there.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important to smile back. Well, this is, I think, the main thing. So if we were to conclude what we have shared with Violet today is that we must be a bit more patient. We learn to be too demanding of each other. I think that's important. What else? What else can we do as a family or as a couple?
I think like what you have mentioned, right? Like really, we have to realize that this is the time that we really need to practice kindness, like really nobody's perfect, and this is definitely the time that we realize that like we can start to become very what do you call it, very pictic with each other, like getting a bit agitated or annoyed because being together in a very small space, right? So these are definitely very times. So I think it's important to really focus on each other's strengths, like, and not on each other's shortcomings, lah. So I guess, even though it's easy to just point out fault and say, oh, how come you're doing this? How do you do that wrongly? Be it with our partner, our spouse, or even our children, right? But I think really take this time to celebrate the good things that they have done, like, so when they cook us a nice meal, or like they help us with something, like really thank them and really appreciate them. I think like by doing that, like really focusing on everybody's strength, like focusing on the nice things that they have done for us, that would definitely help.
Okay, so we need to focus on positive things,
yes,
rather than I think that's important, yeah, to all focus on something positive about each other. I think that's why we got married or become partners in the first place, right?
Yes.
So when we recall all the good things,
Yes,
I think it's a good time to sit back and reflect upon it as well.
Yeah, we have another person who have joined
okay,
us.
So,
Hi, Linda. How are you?
anything else that we should think about before we go back to our work? So I think last but not least, like we can also do activities together that promote like healthy living. So for example, other than just cooking together and having all our separate Zoom calls side by side, I think this is also a good time to like just find out like chunks of time, be it at the beginning of the day or at the end of the work day, or maybe just in the middle of the day, right? To like maybe do yoga or do Zumba or even meditation classes together. I think there are a lot of like free classes online. I'm sure you can just search it out on YouTube or even Facebook. I think a lot of people are streaming classes like that. So I think that again can help to bond both of you as a couple, and it can also like again just give you more restfulness, like more mindfulness, more zen. I think that will also help with the relationship. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do some of these. I have been doing that for the last 2 weeks. Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock, where we have Joan, who is a good friend, and she is a very good exercise guru. She is a world champion for bodybuilding, and she had been teaching us some simple exercise to do while at home. So I suppose you can do it as a family, because it's up to us how we do it. It's simple. It is not too strenuous. Even beginner can do it. So that is something that we hope to bring in some form of exercise. We are hoping to also invite friends who are good with simple cooking to share with us some tips that they can cook at home. So those are little things that I hope to be able to bring to all of us. So if you have anything that you would like to see on Beauty Guru SG, do leave us a message, and we will try and see if we can find friends who are willing to come on board to share more tips with each other, what we can do together during circuit breaker to make life better for each other. And may we all emerge stronger and closer at the end of this circuit breaker. So until we see you again, do stay safe, stay at home, find lots of things to have fun with, and enjoy the time together. I think that's important. Find ways to enjoy the time together. Yes. So thank you so much, Violet, for joining us today.
No problem. And thank you, Elias. Okay, you have a good day.
Yes, we'll catch up again after the circuit breaker, but maybe some more Zoom meeting again.
Yes, for sure. Okay, you take care. Bye, guys. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.